Alright, well, hello everyone and welcome. It is Monday, December 28th, 2015. I am Darkside Phil, and this is the Metal Gear Solid Online Fan Appreciation Multiplayer stream. Thank you to those of you who are watching live. I see more people are joining by the moment. Thank you to those who are watching this pre-stream on demand on YouTube. Should be a fun 3 to 3.5 hours of Metal Gear Solid, or Metal Gear Online, excuse me. It's not Metal Gear Solid Online, it's Metal Gear Online. On the PS4 today. As you can see, I gotta download something, which makes absolutely no sense, because before this event, I wanted to make sure that everything was ready. So last night, I booted my PS4, and via the PS4 dashboard, I checked it. I said, does this game need any updates? And the PS4 says, this game is up to date. Now I boot the game, and I go to set up Metal Gear Online, and it prompts me and says, oh, by the way, there's a 1 gigabyte patch you need to download, even though you checked last night and it said there is none. Basically, the game lied, and I have to still download another freaking patch for it, but whatever. I gotta do the pre-stream anyway, so it's not a waste of time. I'm gonna do 3 lobbies, just like I did with the previous 2 fan appreciations this week. 3 sessions. I don't know what the limit is on players for sessions in Metal Gear Online, simply because I haven't set it up yet. You know what I mean? I haven't done a session yet. I played this game for about 1 session back in October when it launched, MGO. And, I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't very impressed. I could definitely see for those who bought Metal Gear Solid 5 and who beat the game and wanted some replayability out of their game, why it would be some kind of an attractive feature. Having online competitive multiplayer with various different game modes, some sneaking, some more run and gun. So I understand why there's an appeal, but I certainly don't understand why anyone would go crazy for it or be like, oh my god, I gotta play it like non-stop, because it really didn't impress me or really do anything, honestly, any differently really from other games of this type, besides the fact that there's a few, stealth elements thrown in there. And most people who were playing it back in October when it launched weren't using the stealth elements. They were just running and gunning like crazy. So, I don't know if that'll be any different today or not. You never know. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh my god. Look, another patch. Wow. For the game that said that it was up to date, it was up to date and didn't need any updating. There was actually 1.5 gigs of patches to download. Well, anyway, this will be fun. Now, the thing is, I want to make it clear that it is going to be probably a pain in the butt to set this up. PlayStation 4 does not allow you to invite people to games. Instead, you have to either have them on your friends list, or you have to have them go through the community. Alright? So, here's how it's going to work. If you want to play with me in Metal Gear Solid Online today, okay, I strongly urge you to join the King of Hate community on PlayStation 4, PlayStation Network. How do you do that? Well, you need to go to your Friends tab on the PlayStation 4. You need to go to Search, and you need to either search for me, Darkside Phil, or the leader of the community, who's Static Veins. Once you find us, you will see through our profiles that you can join the community. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a lobby, alright, and through the lobby of the game, I'm going to then do a community chat that's open to all members of the community. So people will join the community chat, and then through the chat, you should be able to join the lobby that I've created. It's a convoluted, messed up system, but that's the system Sony put in place for the PS4. They didn't learn from the PS3 that people really hate that shit. And they didn't make it any easier. So, all the good stuff about, the PS4, unfortunately, there are bad things as well, and that is one of them, in my opinion, a huge bad thing. That I don't understand why the hell they did not improve with the launch of the new console. Especially now, the PlayStation 4 is 2 years old. There's no excuse why they couldn't have patched it and fixed that or made it easier, but I guess Sony is too busy counting their millions upon millions of dollars of profit from, PS4 sales and game sales and all of that to worry about that. But it is what it is. So, ladies and gents. Oh boy, more pop-ups. Oh my goodness. That's what we're going to be doing today. About 3 to 3.5 hours of Metal Gear Online. You know, sans the setup time, which is probably going to take a significant amount of time. Simply because it really is not very intuitive and easy to set up these fan appreciation lobbies on PS4, and I apologize for that. Tonight, later tonight, I'm actually going to be doing some work on my year-end series. In fact, as of last night, I actually wrote out my rankings for several of my year-end series. Hold on here. Let me see if I can get into a menu here and get stuff set up or not. Shit. Oh my god. How does this work? Online. Matching. Create a match. So it looks like you can have 16 players. See that? I'll set it to a minimum of 10 just in case it screws up. Oh, you could set up a lobby with a password. Now that's kind of cool. Because you know what? Guess what? That means I won't have to do what I just said. I won't have to do the party structure at all. All I'll do is I'll set up a lobby with a password. And then people will be able to find the lobby and join knowing the password, right? So that could certainly work. So maybe we'll do that. I'll set up a password-protected lobby, and then people can just join it. The question is, here's the question. Can you name it? Can you name the lobby something? Or does it randomly just generate a name? You know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't seem to allow you to name your lobby. You see that? I can create it. I can password protect it. Here, let's see. Hold on. Hold on a second, everyone. I'm going to put a password on here no one's going to know. Alright. I put a password here. Done. Okay. Alright. So I put a password there no one would know just because I want to see what happens when I create the match. Let's see. Let us see. So here's the match. This is interesting. How's this going to work? It's only going to be me in here, obviously. So I'm assuming that once players join, it shows them here. But the question is, how do people find this? How do people find this match? I don't know. I obviously have absolutely no clue how they would find. What was it? What is it titled? You know, what is this match titled in the lobbies? Who fucking knows? This is silly. I wonder if through here if I can invite people. There's really no way to tell. There's no way. Every game's different. This is the problem. Every single game is completely different. So there's no way for me to even say, oh, I'm going to invite you through the community, or, oh, I could password protect the lobby, because there's no way to know. There's no way to actually set this up ahead of time. So whatever. Alright, well, I guess we're all going to be flubbing it in a few minutes here. But, I guess we'll figure it out. Either I'll password protect the lobby and see if people can join it that way. If they can't, maybe I'll invite them through the community. One or the other. We'll have to do one or the other. But yeah, I'll be doing for about 3.5 hours, you know, and, we'll see how it goes, hit or miss. Hopefully I'll be able to play with some people here, and, and give Metal Gear Solid 5 a nice send-off, because the game was quite good. This game will be in my Game of the Year awards for sure. There's no way that I would not have Metal Gear Solid 5 in my Game of the Year awards. Even though there's lots of issues with the game, in my opinion, and even though I actually feel that this game is actually imperfect in a lot of ways. I think that it was an unfinished game. I don't blame the game developers for that. I blame Konami. So I'm not going to hold that. I'm not going to hold it against the game and say this game is not good because it's not complete. Instead, I'm going to kind of judge it for what it is and compare it to the other games this year. And it certainly is going to be in my favorite games of the year. It's that good. Tons of content, ridiculous amount of improvements over the previous Metal Gear Solid games. And it certainly should be... It certainly should be in, a top 10, in my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm sure there's some people who will disagree and say the game's repetitive and boring, and it's not great. But I liked it a lot. I think a lot of people were taken aback by how much I actually did like the game. People have this weird, just really misinformed notion that I don't like Metal Gear, that I hate Hideo Kojima. I just don't understand it. I mean, people will believe anything because they're so fucking gullible. I've never legitimately said anything really negative about Kojima or the Metal Gear Solid series. What I have said, I've criticized the series. I've said, it's way too overdramatic. It's overblown. Kojima does go overboard with a lot of stuff. Sometimes you sit there and you're like, oh, brother, because you can tell he's hamming it up. Or he's going way too far with the insane overdrama, right? But what happens is people take that silliness or that criticism, or sometimes I will make a joke about swearing Kojima or whatever, and they try to turn it into fact, which is so silly and so stupid. It's just so ridiculous. I really enjoy the Metal Gear games. I'm not the best player at them, that's for sure. I'm bad at a lot of them, but I really enjoyed them. And in this case, Metal Gear Solid 5 was actually a game that I played when it was new. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the other ones where I was playing it way, way, way after the fact. I played it when it was brand new. I enjoyed it along with everyone else, and I really liked the game, and I actually, over time, got a lot better at the game. And eventually, did some really good stuff in it. I got tons of S ranks and A ranks, and, of course, a lot of people say, well, this game's very giving with the ranks. It's very, very loose, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're great at the game because you got good ranks. And I agree there, too. I definitely will say this is probably the easiest of all the Metal Gear Solid games, but there were some pretty difficult missions that I did pretty well on. So overall, I really did enjoy the game. And, out of all the Metal Gear games, this is definitely the one I got the best at, because I actually gave it enough time over the month of September to, play through it and give it time and learn it and be good at it. So anyway, I digress a little bit there. But, I really did like this game, and I'm happy to be returning to it for a final time here. So what else is going on? Tonight, year-end series. Tonight, I'm hoping to take some time and dedicate it to the year-end series and hopefully pump out an episode. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to get that much done. Here's what I did last night. Last night, I wrote out the year-end series, all of them, and I kind of did the rankings. So I already know, for example, what are my most disappointing games of the year and the rankings? What are my favorite playthroughs of the year and the rankings? And I also worked on getting music together for each series. Tested probably a few dozen songs to try to find a good one. So I got a lot done last night, but I didn't really get to do any of the voiceovers yet. I didn't get to do any of the editing yet. So there's still quite a lot of work to do. I'm hoping that tonight, the first thing I'll do, I'll sit down, I'll start recording the voiceovers. And then what I need to do is get the video clips together of all the games, and then I can start editing. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how far I get. I'm hoping to get at least one video out of the year-end series tonight, but it's not a guarantee. It all depends on how long it takes. We shall see. Worst case scenario, I'll probably be pumping out multiple episodes, multiple parts of my year-end series come Tuesday. So, even if I get nothing out tonight, Tuesday they will definitely officially begin. Okay? Speaking of which, tomorrow, Tuesday, will be my final day of fan appreciation. It'll be Star Wars Battlefront on the Xbox One. And, that's going to be fun. Because I haven't played it now in about a month. And, you know, I actually, it's funny because I liked Star Wars Battlefront when I first started playing it. Then I played another session, I got burnt out. And really didn't want to play it anymore. And now that it's been a month, I'm kind of interested in craving it a little bit more. But I think one more session will be enough for that game. Which is why I think a lot of people are disappointed with it. Because that's the kind of game it is. You play it a couple sessions, you're like, well, I've done everything now. And I paid $60 for this game. And I don't feel like playing it anymore. Which is pretty much par for the course of all the online-only, multiplayer-only games that kind of came out in 2015. So anyway, that'll be tomorrow on Xbox One. And then finally, I return to my normal playthrough-style gameplay this Wednesday with Yakuza 5. Then this Thursday, it'll be Rise of the Tomb Raider. And then this Friday, it's going to be a marathon. A patron-voted marathon, ladies and gentlemen. Where the winner of the voting that's going on right now on thekingofhate.com by the patrons will be a 6 to 7 hour long gameplay stream. And it's either going to be Crash Bandicoot 3, Banjo-Kazooie HD, or Conker's Bad Fur Day HD. Right now, Conker is in the lead, I think, by as little as a couple votes. So it pretty much is still a toss-up. I see some people joining the stream chat right now, asking how do I join the King of Hate community. I explained it earlier, I'll explain it again. Please go onto the PlayStation 4 dashboard, go to the Friends tab, search for either myself or Static Veins, and under our profiles you will find the King of Hate community link to it, and you can join it from there. Okay? Alrighty, so we're going to start shortly. Ladies and gents, we're going to start shortly. Can't really promise you how to join the game, because I don't know how it works. Because I just tried to make a lobby, and I don't know if people can join if they have the password or not. We're going to test it in a moment here, once the pre-stream is over. So, I'll do my usual 2 quick plugs, and then we'll get started, okay? So the quick plug number 1, obviously is going to be for my Patreon, at patreon.com/darksidephil. Today is the 28th of December, which means there are about 3 days left. If you would like to pledge to my Patreon, what do you get if you pledge to my Patreon? Well, you get personal perks. You get your own personal rewards for pledging, okay? You can either get a text or verbal shout out in a video. You can get your questions answered on Ask the King. You can even have a private video made for you where I will personally answer what kind of questions you have. And I've done I would say probably about 20, if not more of those this year. And people really, really like them. Like, you know, some people were kind of apprehensive about what they were going to get. And the people who have gotten them really have given me very positive feedback saying they really enjoyed those private videos. So that's what you get personally. Also, by pledging, you're contributing towards a monthly goal. And during a monthly goal, okay, what you could do is contribute. And if we hit that goal of funding for a month, a special event will happen. So for this month, if we hit the goal, I'm going to be doing a Rockathon 2.0. It's going to be the Rock Band 4 Marathon. Returning. I did this at the end of November. People absolutely loved it. And this time I'm taking feedback from everyone. Everyone's saying the one negative thing about the Rockathon last month that everyone said they didn't like was that there was really no way for them to request songs besides just going in stream chat and spamming during the stream. Try this, play this, which of course doesn't really work, especially because the stream chat's about 2 minutes freaking delayed from everything. So, what we're doing this time is if you are a $5 pledgee and you get premium forum access on my website, thekingofhate.com, okay, you will be able to post up and suggest what songs I should play and or sing during the second Rockathon. And so that way what I'll do is, at the end of January, if we've hit this goal, I'll look at what all the suggestions the patrons have made, and I'll try to prioritize them based on how many people suggested what, and I will try to play those songs during the stream, okay? So that could be a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed the last Rockathon. I really, really, really want to do another one. I'll tell you guys right now, if you check out my Patreon page, it's been defaced. Unfortunately, there's a few false pledgees there who are pledging hundreds and hundreds of dollars that are not real. And I've already spoken with Patreon about it, and they're assuring me that within the first quarter of the year, they're supposed to fix this problem, so that if there are false pledgees, I can get rid of them and ban them. But apparently there's no way to do it right now, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, in my opinion, let's face it, that's pretty absolutely ridiculous. You have a freaking business based off of pledges. I mean, and the thing is, for me, Patreon is a good source of income for me and allows me to keep doing this in the full time, but the majority of my income still comes from YouTube. But there's some people out there who their only income is Patreon, and they've got people going on there and fucking with them and doing false pledges and stuff. It's ridiculous that this business set themselves up but had no safeguards whatsoever to protect people. It's just very ridiculous. So, in that regards, I think they're really short-sighted. And even though I've really enjoyed using Patreon this year, there's tons of room for improvement. So, unfortunately, there's no way for me to actually tell legitimately how much funding we have for this month. So what I'll tell you is this: if you want to be sure we hit the goal for the Rockathon, please pledge within the next 3 days so that we're sure we hit it. Right now, there's a chance we've hit it. There's a chance that we didn't hit it at all because we've got so many false pledges coming in. And it's pretty ridiculous that this is, part of the freaking business. They should fix that, and they claim they're going to. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So, ladies and gents, I thank you very much for those who have pledged before and those who are thinking of pledging in the future. I'll tell you this right now, 2016, Patreon is going to be very important because, as I've discussed with everyone, I had a contract renegotiation with Machinima. As of right now, I'm making far less than I was for the past 3 years, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough trying to do this full time and pay my bills and do everything that I'm still doing. It really is. It's going to be tough. So, if you watch my streams, if you like my content, you love the playthroughs, you want to see these great changes come in 2016, including more vlogging and more edited content, and you want to see me keep doing this full time, Patreon is the way to go above and beyond and support that effort, okay? And then last but not least, my girlfriend Leanna does own her own business. It is an online-based business called The Black Current, where she sells, handmade glycerin soaps, as well as wax tart melts. These soaps are much higher quality than what you would buy in a local store. Most of those soaps that you actually buy in a local store are considered detergent bars that aren't even real soap. They dry out your skin. They're not good for you. That's why they're so damn cheap. This soap is good, high-quality stuff. It actually has custom scents and colorings, and it's basically designer soap. It's higher quality stuff. It's on another level than the stuff that you would buy at a discount store. The wax tart melts are a great alternative to scented candles to make your house smell good, especially because it's just melted wax. So if you have pets or anything that could set on fire in your house and you're afraid to use candles, these wax tart melts are a great alternative, okay? So, check it out at etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrent. Shout out to Gino Saji, okay, for, posting that in the stream chat. I appreciate that. For those who are interested, I want to give it a click and give it a look. Especially now right after Christmas, maybe you got some cash, extra wads of cash in your pockets, and you want to get something nice. Or maybe it's a belated Christmas present. Maybe you forgot to get someone something, right? This is a good stuff. I can attest firsthand, testimonial, that I use this soap. It's the only soap that I use to wash, and I love it. It's really great stuff. Smells great. And a lot of the scents that are available on the Black Current website are scents that I helped to pick as well. Okay. And then also, ladies and gents, understand, a lot of people say, why does Phil plug this business? It's very simple. Because Leanna and I live together. Because we share our finances. Because we live in the same household. And therefore, if you are, if you become a patron of her business, you're helping to support the efforts with me as well. So, please check it out when you get a chance. I don't say Patreon. Etsy.com/shop/the Black Current. And ladies and gentlemen, for 3 more days, if you use the code CELEBRATE100, that's CELEBRATE100, you will save 10% on any order of $20 or more. That code is only good in 2015, so you've only got 3 days left if you're interested to use that code and save a few bucks. That is your opportunity to do so. All right? Fair enough? All right, well, everyone, I think it's time to end the pre-stream. Please keep voting, by the way, on your favorite, funniest moments of the year, because that poll is also going on right now. And I hope that you're looking forward to the year-end series. I am. I'm very much looking for... I love releasing the year-end series. I do. Because, putting effort and time into edited videos and putting out something that looks semi-professional is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And people traditionally really like the year-end series, so I think you're going to like what I've got to put out for you this year as well. So, should be good. All right, that is it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's end the pre-stream, and let us see how the hell we're going to set up these lobbies, because I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to find out. Okay. All right, let's do this.